The hits that Jinder Mahal R-Truth golf course segment got throughout all WWE social media platforms, we're talking 7 million plus when it's all said and done. That's the low number. 7 million hits across WWE's platforms just for the 24/7 title. A minute clip at the golf course between R-Truth and Jinder Mahal. That type of excitement was generated. That type of interest was generated to tune into that. Who in their right mind could have possibly predicted that a 24/7 joke jobber title would actually be relevant? Who could have predicted that a 24/7 title in rules would actually be entertaining? Oh wait, it was I, the Amplified Man. Wasn't it? It was me all along. The wrestling genius in this community, a bona fide wrestling mastermind. That's what the Amplified Man is. You don't have to like it, but you better learn to live with it because it's the best thing going today. The Amplified Unit. You can cry about it. You can bitch about it. You can hate me. I love it. Cry me them bitch tears. I'll fill those tear buckets up left and right and have a big old grin doing it. I know that I am the wrestling fucking mastermind in this community. I know there ain't nobody that comes fucking close. And when I speak, 9 out of 10 times, if not more, 9.99.99.99% of the time, it's accurate as fuck. Because I know what I'm talking about. I use that logic and that knowledge and that common sense and the truth. The factual research that I have generated, I put it all into the dome piece and I give you the most accurate information. And hopefully you take that knowledge and you spread it into the world. But that's the hope. That's why when I say I am thankful for all my subscribers, it's because I know it's not just average Joe schmoes that are smashing the subscription button, but it's the most knowledgeable wrestling fans in the community that become Amplified Unit members when you smash that subscription button to the Amplified channel. And you become one of BC's Amplified Unit members, and that is the brightest, most knowledgeable fans in professional wrestling. That's what the Amplified Unit is, baby. And I said from day one, I've said years ago, 2 years ago when I started this channel, I said they need to bring back that 24/7 title. And there was some pullback. I don't know, Beasley, it wouldn't be hardcore. And in today's PG era, it wouldn't work. And I tried to educate you and say it's not about the hardcore. You think trash cans and trash can lids and kendo sticks made that title special back in the Attitude Era? No, it was because it could be defended anywhere, anytime. And then they finally introduced it over a month ago. And everyone said, it's boring already. I don't like it. It's not gonna work. Well, guess what? 7 million plus views on a minute clip from a golf course with Jinder Mahal says otherwise. The Amplified Man speaks nothing but truth. You may not like it. You may want to argue it. You may have a different opinion. But opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one and they're usually full of shit. I don't care about opinions when the truth is smacking you dab right in the face. Put your opinions on the sidelines. Sit on that shit and don't ever resurface them again. When truth is hitting you square in the face, you have to accept it. You don't have to like the fact that the 24/7 title is a thing and that the rules are alive and well, but it is entertaining as fuck. Now, yes, WWE will find a way to fuck it up. We just hope that the characters find a way to turn that shit into gold. Just like we saw last night. Vince saw how good that golf segment did on social media. So what did they do last night? They actually had the 24/7 title on the line in the middle of the ring last night. I'm the first to admit that's not what makes the 24/7 title special. What makes it special is that it is a sideshow. It is for comedic relief. It's for bragging rights in the locker room for the boys. Keep it as such. Once you start blurring those lines and you make it a focal point of the show, now we have an issue. WWE has a million huge issues they have to work on. The 24/7 title isn't the be-all, end-all to solve WWE's problems. I never said that. It is just to give a pulse back to a lifeless show. To get us laughing about something. To get us entertained by something. That's all it was supposed to be. And all that it was. But what I knew to be true ended up, obviously, coming true. And that's that it was wildly entertaining. And the show sucked so bad, it became some of the most entertaining segments on the shows. 24/7 title is fun as fuck. If I was still a kid, I'd be doing what I was doing when I was a kid during the Attitude Era. Me and my group of friends would be having 24/7 title matches. The second my buddy would leave the house, I'd be right there to meet him with a right hook. The second I was leaving Cumberland Farms with my fucking Twinkies and Mountain Dew, there was my buddy ready to give me a fucking lariat to take my fucking dome piece off. 1, 2, 3, BC pinned. Oh, but I'm gonna get him. Because I know Mama Dukes falls asleep at 10:30, Daddy Dukes at 11:30. I'm slipping through that basement window and I'm gonna drop the leg drop and pin that son of a bitch and get my title back. That's what we did as boys, man. Back in the day. I'd still be doing it today in my 30s if I wouldn't get arrested for it, right? I'd go right into Starbucks and start pinning baristas for that shit. I'd go into Target and start doing fucking lariats and moonsaults on cashiers. Give me my strap. If I worked at a fucking Target or a Starbucks or a Bank of America or a suit and tie, or if I'm just wearing a fucking t-shirt, I don't care where I worked, I would make sure that there was a title on the line at all times. That would make work fun. It adds a lifeline. If you're bored with it, too fucking bad. If you don't like it, too fucking bad. You're a miserable fuck. Do you? Don't fucking ruin it for others, because 7 million plus said it's fun. And again, whether you like it or not, I was right. The bottom line in the end was that title would add a lifeline. That title would garner interest and get people entertained again. Guess what? 7 million views from a minute clip on a golf course. Says it's doing damn good. Views, fucking ratings, up, and all metrics. That screams it's doing its job. BC, aren't you tired of always being right? No! I hate always being right, actually. Because it usually means I have to correct some stupid bullshit. It usually means I'm talking about something I don't want to be talking about and shouldn't be talking about. The fact that we need something like the 24/7 title back just to give a pulse to the show is tragic. Anyway, that's my opening monologue to this week's SmackDown Live review and reaction for Tuesday, June 4th, 2019. Had to let that off my chest because when I saw those wild numbers, I left a tweet about it last night, and then I wake up this morning and the number's even bigger. We're talking 7 million now. When I left the tweet, it was 6 million. We're fucking with some major shit here. Now on to the show. Let's humble back down. Let's all go back into WWE mode. Let's file in line and let's all get our miserable caps on. Because unfortunately we're going to need them because this show is absolutely fucking horrible from start to nearly finish. I'll explain what I mean as the show goes on. Let's start from the top. Kofi Kingston comes out for a promo. His promo is basically about going back to Ghana, right? His homeland. That's awesome, by the way. However, this type of video package should maybe be in the middle of the show. That should be what's kicking off your show and getting people excited as all hell that they're at SmackDown and there's going to be a dynamite show. Kofi going back to Ghana in a video package. That's what we got. So already you're hoping for something great. You're already kind of slouched back in your chair and you're like, all right, I see where this show is going. He talks about being inspired about going back to Ghana and how he's it gave him a new sense on being champion and what it means. I don't even fucking know. Then Dolph Ziggler's music hits. He comes out. Ziggler hits the rampway, or maybe his music didn't hit. Maybe he just hit the rampway. I have no fucking idea. The bottom line is Dolph is now at the rampway. You're thinking maybe this is saving us all from this whole Kofi Kingston shit. But no. Dolph has his own video package. He's playing the last fucking 10 years of his career, basically. So now if you weren't slouched back in your chair like, oh shit, this is the way SmackDown is gonna go tonight, rather boring, now you're really slouched back. Maybe your eyes are starting to fucking dwindle off too, and you're going into nighty time, nighty land. Because that video package for Dolph Ziggler went into another Kofi video package. Kofi plays a video of Dolph Ziggler walking out on WWE on December 19th, 2017. You guys remember, that's when Dolph laid down the US strap, basically forfeiting it, and he walked out of WWE. So already we have 3 video packages. Now, Kofi had a good line here. He says, the difference between me and you, Dolph, is when things got tough, you walked away. I stuck through it all. I really do like the back and forth between Dolph and Kofi, but just give me more of that then. Don't give me a 100 video package. Because if you thought those 3 were enough, there was a 4th video package. Where Dolph Ziggler showed the world up on the Tron what he's been doing to Kofi the past 2 weeks. Basically beating the shit out of him. 4 video packages in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the show. And that's how SmackDown Live opened. What do you mean you're not excited? What do you mean that doesn't interest you? If you're Braun Strowman, this is as exciting as the invention of Capri Suns and chocolate pudding cups. Anyway, how the fuck did this thing end? That was it. That was it. They just had their back and forth, man. And this set up a tag team match. I can't even speak any positive about it because I don't see what it was. I like the friction when they're on the microphone between Dolph and Kofi, but just give me more of that. I didn't need to see 100 video packages to tell the story. You would have thought they tied up Kevin Dunn and stuffed him in a closet somewhere because they totally took over production. It's like they had a button and they were doing a presentation for a Fortune 500 company. Our next slide shows the tortoise almost beating the rabbit. But if you check the next slide, we'll zoom in on the tortoise's legs, you'll see that they're a little stumpy, so he can't move very fast. The next slide will show you, oh, shut up! This leads into a tag match, as I said. I couldn't give up 2 shits about it. I just couldn't. Owens and Zayn versus Kofi and Xavier. Listen, it was a good physical match. I just didn't give a shit about it. There was no reason to care or invest into it. The start of the show was a bunch of video packages, and then we go into a tag match we didn't care about. So the first half an hour, you're kind of like, where's this show going, man? Where's the pulse? I was, dare I say, rather bored. I will say that. Obviously, Kofi and Xavier defeat Owens and Zayn. You didn't see that going any other way. Kofi Kingston has a big title match for Friday's Super Showdown, so they couldn't have Kofi lose this match. Xavier was along for the ride, so they defeat Owens and Zayn. Now, post-match, Dolph Ziggler got back in the ring and he super kicked both Kofi and Xavier. So Dolph pretty much had the final statement, the final message heading into Super Showdown. So the first half hour was really dedicated to just Kofi and Dolph and kind of pumping up their match for Super Showdown. I'm cool with that if you want to spend a whole half an hour on it, but there's ways to do it better. 4 video packages in a nonsensical tag match with Zayn and Owens is not the way I would have gone about it. And because I'm a wrestling genius, you should listen to me more often, WW. Lacking in the E. Anyway, man, I'm wild today, huh? I gotta be honest with you guys, man. It's still early on a Tuesday morning, but I did have 3 of these bad boys. So, maybe that's a little, you know what I mean? Without my coffee buddy, Alexa Bliss. Speaking of my coffee buddy, Alexa Bliss, she was in her moment of bliss last night, even though she's supposedly a Raw star, everybody says. But anyone who says that is a fucking clown, because the brand split is dead. listen to my words. Look at my face if you're actually watching YouTube, but if you just got your earplugs, your phones, whatever the fuck they're called, earplugs? What the fuck am I talking about? No earplugs when the Amplified Man's talking. If you just got your fucking earbuds in and you're just listening to me, then listen closely. If you are watching me on YouTube, then look very closely as I say these words to you. There is, period, no period, more period, brand split! Exclamation point! There's no more brand split. It's dead. I don't care what bullshit they tried to feed you. It's done. They're not even mentioning wild card anymore. Superstars are just showing up. Anyway, Alexa Bliss, moment of bliss with Bayley. Bayley gets pissed off at Alexa because Alexa just wants her coffee brewed correctly. The first one wasn't such. So she doesn't want to start the interview until she has her coffee. I don't blame her, to be honest. Bayley was getting upset. I don't blame her either, to be honest, looking at it from both sides. Carmella comes out, followed by, of course, Charlotte Flair, because Charlotte has to be involved in everything. What do you mean your daughter's having her 5th fucking birthday party next Saturday and you didn't invite Charlotte? You're having a work party this Friday night and you didn't invite Charlotte? So Charlotte comes out and Carmella and they all have this little fucking beef. And this is a match. This just leads to a match for later in the night. A triple threat. Carmella, Charlotte, and Alexa. The winner of that triple threat will go on to take on Bayley at Stomping Grounds, June 23rd. A couple of weeks away from Super Showdown. So that's it. Alexa shows up to SmackDown, and if she wins, she will get a title opportunity. If Charlotte wins, we all want to fucking throw ourselves off of a big fucking cliff somewhere, head first. Or throw ourselves in front of a fucking bus. Carmella's actually entertaining lately, so I wouldn't mind that either. And again, Alexa is what I call now my coffee buddy. I'm loving the new coffee gig and shtick that she has. But it just doesn't make sense anymore. You just show up and just... We'll go over that actual match in just a couple minutes, by the way. But first, we have to conclude hour number 1 with the 24/7 title match I was talking about earlier. That's right, it got so wildly popular, this 24/7 rule. Again, who would have predicted that? It was me. Probably the only one in the community that was telling you guys this was going to be entertaining and it was going to get big and Vince was going to have to fucking alter shit, unfortunately. Because now we have the 24/7 title in the ring. Now it's an actual match. And this is where that 24/7 title, if not done correctly, could start to lose prestige. So I don't want to see a lot of this. It was a lumberjack match that Shane McMahon made. This is supposed to be a little bit of revenge for Elias. And it's Elias versus R-Truth. Again, lumberjack rules. All the people that want to get to R-Truth are now around the ring. But they can't do anything until the end of the match. That's the stipulation. So somehow, all these lumberjacks get in the ring and start beating the shit out of each other. R-Truth and Elias are on the outside. Elias has the title, even though he didn't really fucking... I mean, he's not escaping with it, we know that. So he starts to run underneath the ring. R-Truth follows him. The referee goes with them. And you hear audibly a 1, 2, 3. R-Truth pins Elias underneath the ring. I'm told there's actually video footage on WWE.com of the actual pinning underneath the ring. I haven't seen it yet. But there's actual footage of the pin. But you could hear it audibly, the ref count to 3. And when the ref comes out, R-Truth is behind him, the title, and the referee holds up R-Truth's hand. So R-Truth pinned Elias underneath the ring. Now, the lumberjacks finally take notice of what's going on, but by then, R-Truth is already hightailing it through the crowd. Run, Truth, run. This was all, obviously, guys, just to show off a plethora of wrestlers that'll be involved in the 50-man over-the-top rope battle royal at the Super Showdown. So Vince used the 24/7 title to try to use a bunch of talents that'll be showcased in the 50-man battle royal Friday. Does anybody give a fuck? No. I'd rather see the 24/7 title used in fun, comedic, sideshow spots backstage, in the parking lot, at golf courses, shit like that. You can take it to the ring once in a blue moon, but don't take away what makes it special, man. Don't actually treat it like it's another championship. Like a prestigious one. This should be the bragging rights within the boys. Let's not defend it too many times in the ring. That's all I ask. I knew it would be popular, I knew it would be entertaining, and it would be, and it can be even more so, if they just do this correctly. And it's making stars. R-Truth is more fucking fun now than he's ever been, ever since Little Jimmy, actually. And Drake Maverick has created, he's going above and beyond to really make his character something special, and that he's trying to get to R-Truth. He just can't get to him, and when he does, he slips through his finger. His fingers. Not that he has one finger. Like that fucking old cartoon. Remember the mouse and the cat? What was that called? Tom and Jerry? Which one was which? Jerry couldn't get the Tom, or Tom couldn't get the Jerry? Drake Maverick just can't get the truth. Their little thing that they got going alone is more entertaining than 90% of the feuds I've seen in WWE the past 5 years. Do it correctly. That was hour one's conclusion. Hour number 2 starts off with Shane McMahon with the Revival. They're calling out Roman Reigns. Reigns hits the ring. That's right. Wild card. Brand split. Bullshit. Show up whenever you want. If it's a true wild card, why is Roman Reigns and Charlotte Flair, why are they always it should just be called the Roman card. So Reigns hits the ramp, delivers a Superman punch to both members of the Revival, so 2 Revival members don't equal any part of Roman, obviously, because they were both taken out in 1 second. If that, I may be being generous. Both members of the Revival taken up at the ramp. Here comes Roman Reigns. He almost hits the ring, but here's a Claymore kick out of nowhere. Here's Drake Maverick, really? Drew McIntyre. Shane McMahon has him now in the ring, hits a spear on Roman Reigns. Once again, Roman is a beaten man for the 2nd straight night. This is obviously leading towards a Superman/superhuman comeback by Reigns at both Super Showdown and Stomping Grounds. He will beat Shane McMahon at Super Showdown Friday, and then 2 weeks later, he will beat Drew McIntyre at Stomping Grounds. For the 2nd time at a big pay-per-view. He beat Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania for no fucking reason. McIntyre could have used that victory. Instead, Reigns gets it. Now at Stomping Grounds, Vince will have Drew McIntyre do the job again for Roman. Gotta build him up to be superhuman. And all this leads to what? Victory over Shane. 2 weeks later, victory over Drew. Then what? Do we start talking about Roman headed for the Universal and maybe even the WWE Championship soon? Is it going to be Roman 2 belts? I know, Anger. Fucking A. Makes me and all of us want to jump off a fucking cliff. Anger had enough. Nosedive. The thought of Roman holding 2 straps had Anger jumping off the fucking side of the cliff. Hopefully you're good, buddy. I'll get you soon. Alexa versus Charlotte versus Carmella is next. This is a triple threat match. Winner takes on Bayley at Stomping Grounds for the SmackDown Women's strap. Listen, for these 3 ladies, it was actually a decent match. I'm not going to say it wasn't. They all went for it all, at least. You know what I mean? There was not wasted movements. It's not like they weren't getting physical with each other. They did go for it all. It's just I question this match as a whole. In the end, it was my coffee buddy Alexa Bliss who picked up the W over Carmella. You can't pin the queen. You can't pin Vince's favorite golden child, Charlotte. So she pins Carmella. Alexa Bliss, your Raw superstar, is now going for the SmackDown Women's Championship, taking on Bayley at Stomping Grounds. We'll see where it goes, man. I like Alexa. I know that's an unpopular opinion, and people are like, what? BC, you love Sasha Banks. How can you like Alexa? I do, man. I like Alexa. I think she's, what's the word I want to use? Or words. I think she's misunderstood. That's a good word. She's misunderstood. Not just by the fan base, but I also think by people in the locker room. I think she's strongly misunderstood. I think she has improved in the ring from where she started leaps and bounds. And I'm a little biased now with her coffee shtick. It's my coffee buddy now, right? So, I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I just don't understand what they're doing. The brand split, as I said, it's done. It's absolutely done. In my don't piece, there is no more. They're just picking shit. They're even canceling SmackDown shows so that the SmackDown stars can be at Raw. If that doesn't scream the brand split is dead, then I don't know what will. We then go on to Lars Sullivan. He gives his first real interview, and it was strange as fuck as we all thought it would be. In the end, it's all for naught, because Vince will find a way to fuck it up. Vince will find a way, if he hasn't already, to make Lars Sullivan another Braun Strowman. And before you know it, they're both crying because their mamas forgot to pack their fucking Capri Suns and chocolate pudding cups. And they'll be bitching and complaining and causing a temper tantrum. The main event. This was a clusterfuck pile of nothingness. This saw us, what was supposed to be a mess. Saw us? First of all, I can fucking speak. Looks like I need another one of these boys. Alexa, where you at? It's coffee time. The main event, guys, this was supposed to be Andrade taking on Apollo. Okay? First of all, that is my main event a few days before it's supposed to be this big Super Showdown event. Yeah, if you're not interested, neither was the Amplified Man. But at least Apollo gets a little bit of time. Let's see what he's going to do in there with Andrade. No, he's not going to get any time. This was about 30 seconds. And Apollo was... I blinked. And Apollo was out of the ring, nowhere to be found. Finn Balor's music is playing, and all of a sudden Balor's in the ring. What the fuck is Bálor in the ring for? I don't give a fuck what's happening at Super Showdown. Bálor versus Andrade is at Super Showdown for the IC strap, apparently, correct? But I don't care about that in that match, in that time slot. This is Apollo versus Andrade. The fuck is Bálor doing in there? And on top of that, this is what really irks me, and go back and watch this. The announcers never even picked up on the fact that the match is no more. That a guy who's not in the match just came down to beat up one of the guys in the match. The announcers didn't even raise any fucking inkling that this was not supposed to be happening. Their voices never raised. They never hit another octane. It's supposed to be Apollo taking on Andrade. Bálor comes down, and the whole time, Tom Phillips is like, wow, here comes Finn Bálor. Now Balor's taking shots in on Andrade, and they're gonna meet Friday. This is something now. They're getting it on here on SmackDown. That is your main event. Tom Phillips doesn't even acknowledge the fact that the match never happened that was supposed to happen, and that this dude, who's not in the match, there was no excitement. It was the same tone in his voice than when Andrade and Apollo started the match. Where's the call, man? Balor's in the ring. Bálor isn't going to wait till Friday. He's throwing bows in on Andrade. Andrade's now getting the upper hand. I miss when shit was exciting, man. And you felt it. You heard it in the voice of these announcers. These commentators, you could feel it. Give me a Mauro Ranallo back. No, you know what? No, he'll probably be like, no, BC, how much did it... Don't fucking do that. I don't want to be back on the main roster. I'm loving NXT. They let me be a commentator full of passion, full of life. That whole main event segment just got me so fucking pissed off. Apollo versus Andrade is your main event, and then on top of that, it's not even the main event. You just have Bálor come out, and Bálor gets his ass kicked. Bálor comes out like he's supposed to be a Roman Reigns superhero, and in fucking 30 seconds later, he's getting his ass kicked. That's what they saved to be your main event. Why? Because Goldberg's coming out? So you don't want that to take its thunder? So as a shit show as this entire SmackDown was, from top to bottom nearly, there was one moment that I've been waiting 20 years for, and that was Goldberg hitting the ring last night. Now that's not the moment, let me explain. And can I just say, it was great. to see Goldberg. The pounding on the door, he comes out hitting himself and spitting, pissed off. Where are those characters in pro wrestling today, especially WWE? It's rhetorical. There is no more. So you can say you don't want to see Goldberg, he's too old, this and that. And if they stay away, then Vince will have the time to make new stars. No, Vince has showed you. He doesn't create new stars whether they're here or they're away. There's been large time frames where part-timers have been kept away and new stars were still not created. So don't give me that shit. Goldberg was a fucking larger-than-life star, and here we are in 2019. He's hitting the top of the ramp, and I'm thinking to myself in my dome piece, he's still larger than life. He gets in the ring, and he's cutting a damn good promo on The Undertaker, too. You don't want me to bring Family Man Goldberg Friday? Don't worry, because he couldn't hang with you. You're going to get ass-kicking Goldberg. You're next, and you will rest in peace. Lights go out, the gong hits, Undertaker's in the ring. They have a face-to-face with the blue lighting on him, and that's the moment I've waited 20 years for. There was a moment where Lesnar, Goldberg, and Undertaker were in the ring together a few years back. I believe this was setting up Undertaker and Lesnar at WrestleMania. But this was different. This was the one-on-one. And they were just face-to-face, man. And it was that moment, man. If it wasn't goosebumps, it was damn near goosebumps. I think the show was so fucking boring for me that I couldn't actually get goosebumps. If the show was a little more exciting, maybe I would have had them. But it was a moment I've waited 20 years for. Lights go out, gong hits again, Undertaker is out of the ring. And Goldberg played it off awesome. He was just laughing. He was like, all right, that's the game we're going to play? That's when he said, I'll see you Friday. You're next and you will rest in peace. I loved it. I loved it, man. I really did. It was short. It was, oh, sorry for the stutter in the camera there, guys. Anger is now on top of the camera. That's the fastest I've ever seen him climb from a tragic fall. He must still have the thought of Roman holding 2 belts in his dome piece. And I think he's about to jump from the top of the camera, which is pretty high. It's a pretty big fall if you're the size of Anger. So I'm going to have to end this video, guys. Don't do it, Anger. Give me a minute. What I was trying to say, though, is that I love this segment between Goldberg and Undertaker because it was short and sweet, to the point. It was old school. There wasn't a lot to it, but it wasn't needed. And again, I did see Goldberg, Undertaker, and Brock Lesnar all in the ring together before, and that was badass. But this brings it new meaning. This is one-on-one. And while we can say, oh, I wish it was in our prime, no doubt, no question, we all do. But there's something special to the point where they both know that their best days, wrestling-wise, are behind them. They both know that they're about to ride off into the sunset for the last time. Any match now is it. So for them to just look back at their entire career and then look at each other and just one last hoorah, see who was better than the other, man. That intrigues me, dude. That is special. That's take my money type shit. So we'll see where they go, man. No matter what, whether you love this shit or not, we're all going to tune in Friday for sure. We're going to check to see what they actually have planned for the entire card, not just Goldberg and Undertaker. And we'll talk about it, guys. I hope to have this review for Super Showdown out after Super Showdown immediately. Not immediately, because I have to film it and then upload it. So not so immediately, but that night. I'm on the East Coast here in the US, so we're going to be watching at 2 p.m. I'm guessing the event will end around 6, and I hope to have the review up for you guys around maybe 9, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. So it's going to be up later. I apologize. There's nothing I can do about that. But I do hope to have it out that night. If not, definitely expect it, obviously, for the next morning. But that's how that's looking. Impromptu video possibly tomorrow. A preview of Super Showdown. Is it really needed? Probably not, but I love talking pro wrestling with you guys. And, you know, if I have 15 or 20 minutes to spare, I'll definitely pump out a little preview video, or at least an impromptu video of some sort. I really got to talk Anger off the ledge, literally, and get him off the camera. So I'm going to end this now, guys. I'm going to refill some of my coffees. We got to We gotta go and refill the big boy here. We gotta get amplified. Alexa, where you at? The Amplified Man. I'll see you guys later this week. Again, preview video for Super Showdown is possible. A review video after the event. And the podcast, the 19th ever edition, will be this weekend. So still a lot of content here on the Amplified channel. So definitely not only stay subscribed, obviously, but stay notified. Because I pump these things out any time of the day, any day. Amplified Man, check you. Anger? Anger, don't fucking move. Anger!